Every day starts with your mindset. Here's your morning primer from the Mindset and Motivation Monday on KGCI, Real Estate on Air.
Welcome back, homies and people.
Planet
Earth. Humans of planet Earth. Let's start with if this is for those who are woo. Can we just raise that flag?
Okay, we're raising the flag again. It's funny. I was just re-listening to the Woo episode, so there you go.
Were you really? Oh, good. And you were listening to it, like you could actually listen to it.
Yeah, barely.
That is real progress, man. I'm so proud of you. Virtual hug right now.
Thank God.
Yes. Well, free your mind. We're talking about free your mind, and your ass will follow. Which cue music. Free your mind,
and your ass will follow. Heaven.
Is this your saying, or where does this come from?
George Clinton.
Oh, okay.
Funkadelic.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I think it's the backside, the entire side of an album. And that's the entire lyric. It's fantastic if you're on a lot of acid.
Yeah.
It's just freaking great. It's free your mind and your ass will follow. The kingdom of heaven is within. And there's, point to the part of that sentence that's inaccurate. I mean, show me the lie in that sentence. It's right. It's so aligned with, for sure it's the dedication of the book I'm writing for how to live a grateful life in a fucked up world.
Yes.
Because it's free your mind and your ass will follow. The kingdom of heaven is within. It's just, there's not a aspect of that doesn't resonate with me as truth. And that it's George Clinton, and that it's Parliament Funkadelic.
Worlds collide right there, man. Worlds are colliding.
It's the best. I think he is. He's a gift. He's the Bob Dylan of funk. He's everything. As far as I'm concerned.
I love that.
And I love that man. Love his contribution. And we were just talking about free your mind and your ass will follow. And I think the thing that's interesting to me, there's a bunch of stuff that's interesting to me about it, but one of them is, in the world of your mind, your ass will follow, getting something to happen in the physical universe. There's free your mind, and then there's getting something to happen in the physical universe, ass following. There's are required, in a cottywomple that we're building in that world of a wandering in a direction with a vague destination. What is it? How do we say?
Purposeful manner, moving in a purposeful manner towards a vague destination.
Moving in a purposeful manner toward a vague destination.
Yeah.
It's the moving part in there, moving. Right? That matters. Well, it's not all. It's not like that's the part that matters and none of else matters. It's that matters.
Yeah.
You if your ass isn't following, it could be that your mind has gotten stuck.
Yeah.
We talk about building we're talking about building up this mastermind, but I could be talking about my business or anything else any other endeavor that I take on. I get all inspired. I think people can hear this. I get inspired. You get inspired. It's something big opens up. Wow, my mind is so free. And then I start to act in that direction. And then some tentacle from the past will come up from my mind and say, this isn't worth it, or you're tired, or slow down, or rest, and, be mindful, or whatever justification the mind uses to deflect action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And before you know it, my mental imagery is being trapped in I forgot what the spider in Lord of the Rings is called. Lub? I think it's Shelob.
I went to Harry Potter and Aragog, so I don't remember.
Okay.
I remember the spider. I don't remember the name though.
Is there a spider in Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big one. Like the one in Lord of the Rings, yeah.
I'm sure it's the same idea. Like it traps you in its web. And so it takes prodding to move purposefully toward a vague destination, to move with a purposeful manner toward a vague destination. That to move purposefully is important. It's different than being driven.
Yeah, say more. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, it's different than the vague destination, I think, is important, because otherwise what I find is that this outcome has to happen. I'm driven to get this result. I have to do this, like grinding it out. Like, I'm going to get there. Like, there's a there to get to. The vague destination is great because it's more directional. It's east. There's east to go. I'm heading east.
Yeah, right.
It could be northeast, southeast, but east. It's eastern direction. Let's go. But I'm moving purposefully, and I'm noticing what comes up in that space of movement. But you pointed out, you were tickling me about this, having conversations to fill the mastermind, to start the mastermind, to get a date, to get enough people to start. And I need that kind of prompting to keep moving and to notice where I'm not moving. And I think that's an important part of a Cottywomple is I think it's easy to get trapped in, the soft edges of mindfulness where it's not moving purposefully. It doesn't forward the action in some particular way that you're committed to. And that line between moving forward purposefully and being driven for a result is what we're out to distinguish.
Yeah. I like too that if I think about what we're curating in this mastermind, in this space, is you can go find places where the culture of a mastermind is to hustle and grind and get to the result, like a bunch of driven people in a mastermind to get to a result. I think what's unique about this space, which I really appreciate, is that there's the space, the energy of the space is people like us who are interested in a vague destination. We're interested in true east. We're interested in that thing that our life is for, that infinite game we want to play. But it's not a bunch of people who are like, hustle culture telling you to grind it out and get there already. Like that there's a respect for the process. There's a respect for the relationship between freeing your mind and your ass will follow. There's an honoring of tickling you that direction versus like a bunch of people like just grinding it out. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
It does make sense. It definitely makes sense. It
makes sense in my head.
Yeah. I think, the already existing context for mastermind, or the already existing context for podcasts like this. Like, that's one of the things that just came up for me was like, okay, this isn't just all about the mastermind. This in itself, the podcast is in itself an end. This is a moving forward. This is in fact something that we move forward every week. And the opportunity, people listening, is, okay, well, what can I get about the thing I'm up to in life, that I'm out to fulfill on in my life, that is my vague destination? First of all, is it a vague destination, or is it hitting a target?
Smart goal.
Smart goal. Right. And nothing wrong with smart goals. Need smart goals to measure the movement toward, but the destination vague, I think, is important, is to, not nail it down. Destination. I mean, on one hand, we could all say, and we do say, and I encourage the saying of, my destination is happiness.
Yeah.
That's the destination, happiness. That's where we're going. And, how does Esther Hicks say it? Because it's my screen, it's the wallpaper. You can't get to where you want without feeling good along the way.
Yeah.
And that's the destination. It's the mode. It's the vehicle. It's how we're getting there. So, the mastermind is something you and I are building, but there's also my business. There's my mindfulness coaching practice. You've got the communities that you build, and, just to keep noticing, has this turned into a SMART goal, or is this still my true east? Is it still consistent with my true east? Is it still vague enough that many things could fulfill it, that there's
Yeah.
lots of actions I could take now that would fulfill on that. I'm not limited in my actions because it has to hit this $1 million a year.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, let's, then we're gonna, well, let's cut employee pay and I'll do all this shit to make the $1 million a year thing happen. Versus, let's keep it vague enough. But the thing that you and I started with today, when we hit record, the thing that I thought was most interesting was the purposeful movement, to move purposefully. Is that how we're starting it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Cottywample definition. Yeah. To move in a purposeful manner. Yeah.
Move in a purposeful manner, but move because, the thing you were tickling me, the thing you were poking me about, the thing I got woken up to is, I stopped moving.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really important. And it's important for me to keep noticing, okay, did I move this forward today? That's where SMART goals become useful. Did I move this forward? Well, forward needs to be measurable. You need to be able to measure forward.
Yeah.
Did I move it further east? Is it further east today than it was yesterday? And so for those things, SMART goals are fabulous, right? They, without it, you wouldn't know if you're closer to east. East itself is a measure, is a measurable. It's an endpoint. It's not an end. Well, what is it? It's a direction. I mean, so to know if you're moving in that direction, it makes a difference. But I think it's I notice for myself, I get caught up in iteration, planning, thinking. Then when it comes time to execute, and we've had this conversation, when it comes time to execute, I'm limited in what I take on and for whatever justification and anything like that. And the moment that momentum stops, it's difficult to get going. The image of a plane taking off. Yeah. That you need a certain velocity and it in fact needs a certain amount of resistance for it to take off. It's quicker to take off into the wind. The plane exerts less energy when it's taking off into a headwind because the resistance gets built up by the wind. It doesn't have to go as fast. And it doesn't have to put so much energy into it. It still needs the same velocity, but it doesn't need to put as much energy in it. What is it? I don't know enough about the physics of it. I just know that I'm saying it wrong. Someone's going to please correct me if this is wrong. But the point is, if that plane stops as it's taking off, right, it has to start from zero again. It doesn't get the benefit of any of the momentum that it had. And stopping and takes that momentum away. So on one hand, okay, stop and smell the roses, but just know responsible for, that's part of the journey, and we're part of it's going to require more energy, and don't be surprised by it versus the fuck just happened here? Why is it so hard? Well, it's just hard because you took a week off and you now have to build some more momentum, but that's just the way life works. I don't know. You say something. I've been babbling.
No. It's because to me, it's like it makes me think about the conditions that allow you to stay in momentum, like that you could literally build around you circumstances and conditions that allow you to stay in momentum. Right? Like one way to do life would be to be like, okay, I'm just going to show up today and see what's here. Or if you're really moving in a purposeful manner, if you're being purposeful about momentum, if you have agency, any sort of agency around creating momentum, then you could literally build into your life the things that make your takeoff easier. One example is like be in a space with other people who are freeing their mind and their asses are following. Like, be in a space where others are doing the same thing. And that literally makes it easier for you to build momentum versus doing it on your own.
Yeah. The other day I saw was, that because I know Esther Hicks is big, talks about, going to bed stops the momentum.
Yeah. Oh,
one way or the other, just going to sleep stops the momentum of the law of attraction from one way or the other. So if you're in a shit mood, you go to bed, you wake up, you're at zero. You're in a great mood, you go to bed, you wake up at zero. It doesn't matter. But it doesn't carry through. You wake up and you have an opportunity to start that again. And it shows up like an opportunity to start it again. And that's really where a useful mindfulness practice in the morning has the opportunity to start the momentum vibrationally going. Starting the day with the gratitude meditations that I do, has the opportunity to have the vibration going in that direction at the beginning of the day. And so there's a response that momentum is going to go away every night. Vibrationally, that momentum goes away. And then for sure, putting yourself, it's not some new statistics that we're the combination of the 5 people we hang out most with. That whole world is, like that,
Yeah. Yeah. So the other thing that you've came up for me in this conversation is the the idea that there's a vague destination. I've heard of that as like as we've talked about it in the past, like at some point it will get clear, like it's vague right now, and so let's just go. But in this conversation today, I'm hearing the benefit of an infinite game. That an infinite game is not finite. It's not definable. It is a direction, and it's good and helpful to keep it vague, because it allows you, to your point, it allows you to pull in, like, well, what else can we do as we move in a purposeful manner towards that direction? And I like that from a creative standpoint, the creative act, what else gets created to move in that vague I just like that.
Yeah, it's good. Hey, I just had a okay, and again, the 10 people listening, right? I think we doubled, right? That was my point.
I think we doubled. Yeah,
I just wanted to express that you are now going to talk to the 10 people that listen to the show. But I want to talk to Simon Sinek about the infinite game and how it relates to this thing of mindfulness. And I want to talk to Mel Robbins about gratitude. And I want to talk to Brene Brown about the world of shame and that world of how that relates to this world that we're building of a cottywomple of that reality. I want to talk to Rainn Wilson about the relationship that soul has to all of this. So if there's any of the 10 people that are speaking, that are listening, the thing with Jeff last week was really impactful for me, because somehow Jeff found it, and Jeff works with Tim Galloway, and Tim Galloway is, one of my heroes. So it's, this kind of thing is, we're 6 degrees. So if anyone is, 1 degree away from one of those people that, oh gosh, I don't think I posted on the mindfulness, the CEO mindfulness Facebook group. Maybe I did the Snoop Dogg piece.
It doesn't sound familiar. What? Yeah.
Okay. He just, I forget exactly what he said, but I want to talk to Snoop Dogg. I want someone to hook us up with, you just let us know if you know those people, and if those people, want to have a cottywomple, a wandering kind of conversation about this world of freeing your mind and your ass will follow. I think we could make a banner that said that as the direction, the kingdom of heaven is within, that is where this whole thing lives, is inside of that. There's this whole thing that we, when I just go back to this thing about the cessation of action, cessation.
Yes, cessation. Yeah.
It's always a function of some mind trap. One moment I'm inspired, next moment I'm worried about how they're going to perceive me, or am I going to fail, or whatever. That's just those are mind games. That's not actually happening in reality. None of that's out here. That's like, just brain generated thoughts, limitations like that. And, the poking of this podcast every week. For me, a meeting with you. Well, how this started, Chris, was just I wanted to have a conversation where we poked each other, tickled each other.
Tickled, yeah, or tickled, yeah. Poking and tickling.
Where we tickled each other about, sorted shit out about what was growing over, what vines or cobwebs were growing over the things we wanted to act on. And were those things real, or could we just break through them? And how would we break through them? And how would we act? And I think that's the point of this podcast, the point of the community, point of what we're up to, is to keep you hear free your mind. And it's like, I know there's something aspirational about it, or something like there's a free, like it's going to happen in a moment, or there's a, now I'm free and my mind is free. And I think that's bullshit. Sure, there are moments of inspiration where your mind gets free, but I don't think there's a life where your mind stays free. Like there's not a life where your teeth don't get dirty and you you can stop brushing them twice a day. There's no life in which, that happens. Stuff just keeps happening, and your job, my job, our job is to keep freeing our mind.
Yeah. That did I talk to you? Did I tell you about that book, Stealing Fire? It came out
probably
years ago, and it was a book on it was a popular book. I think people that listen to this podcast would know that book, but it was all about like how do you access flow state, and it did a lot of told a lot of stories of people who got addicted to altered states, whether it was squirrel jumping, base jumping in a squirrel suit off a rocky ledge, or people going to Burning Man and getting, wasted or tripping or whatever. And how once you free your mind like that, you start trying to get back to that altered state, and you lose you can lose all touch with reality, like the 3D world. Ass will follow. Like you don't even care about your ass following anymore, because all you're seeking is the freeing of the mind moment. And they're saying like you don't have to be in that kind of an altered state thing.
Say squirrel jumping again. I like it.
What's that?
Say squirrel jumping again.
Squirrel jumping. Yeah. Yeah.
That's we're making squirrel jumping.
Is they not what they call that? It reminds me of like a squirrel in a squirrel suit with the little webbed wings.
Totally fucking get it. When you said it, my first thought was, okay, squirrel jumping. What the fuck? It's the cockfighting. But
yeah,
but I get it. Base jumping. I think they call it base jumping.
Base jumping. Yeah, but there's we
should call it. We're inventing squirrel jumping. Okay, that's all. Squirrel jumping now going into the Cottywompo mythos.
That's right. It's a way to access your agency. Like, you're going to jump off this rock. You're going to do it. And you're going to find your agency, your power, your inner power.
Mess up like a goddamn squirrel and fucking.
That's extra credit. If you actually have like a squirrel helmet or something, would be pretty sweet.
Yeah. And then Rocky and Bullwinkle stuff in it.
You could really play this a lot of ways.
I'm going with squirrels. I dig squirrels.
But I think the point I was really going for was just that, like there is a, it's not that free your mind one time thing. It's a constant. You can access flow on a daily basis. You don't have to go to these altered states and get addicted to the adrenaline of being, out of your mind.
Yeah.
That you can be productively out of your mind.
Yeah.
And your ass will fall.
It's an interesting thing. This brings up Richard Singer's point from the book I didn't read. And
Michael Singer. Yeah. I didn't know if there's another book I hadn't read.
No. That's
Michael Singer.
The one I couldn't get through.
Yeah.
I didn't. Couldn't is
the surrender experiment.
Well, it's just pejorative. I don't mean to be pejorative about it. I really don't. I just didn't get through it.
Yeah.
His deep dive into meditation until something, shifted. You could deep dive into squirrel jumping, or deep dive into, ecstatic dance, or even chemical,
Yeah. Right.
Deep dive into, what's now
Sure, like microdosing or
now
psilocybin or
exactly now rebranded as plant medicine.
plant medicine. Yes, yeah.
Right, which is fine, which is great. All of it, right? But when and while we are, clear, you can't see the back of my shirt, but the back of the shirt is the back of the hoodie says the kingdom of heaven is within. And where I'm flat about the kingdom of heaven is within, that there's no place to get. You can't get where you want to go without feeling good on the way. It's here now. It's either here now or it ain't coming. You're either generating for yourself the experience of being in heaven in the moment, or you're not. But it's not like it's a prize coming to you later. Yeah. In my view, it's no. Don't get invalidated for your view being different. At the same time that's accurate, there's a 3D-ness to this existence that one is responsible for. And the direction east, the direction we're moving purposefully in that vague direction, we're saying is a calling, is saying it's a game we're out to play. We've said, I've said, you said, who's ever listening has said, that's a direction my life goes in. That's the direction my life's going in. Yep. Just the definition of agency for me. That to go base jumping, squirrel jumping, just go back to squirrel jumping, to go squirrel jumping, right? And then, unless for the adrenaline fix, really different than the direction of my life is to master this art. Right. Yeah. Those are really different realities. So there's nothing inherently problematic about, look, my life is to discover ecstasy in community. And so, Burning Man becomes a perfect expression of that. And could even be the pinnacle of that for you every year and whatever. If that's your game, ecstasy in community or ecstasy, whatever. I've never been to Burning Man, so I imagine that would be a possible fulfillment. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with any of it, but the point of chasing the adrenaline high, chasing the altered state, right? Because it's altered, is sort of what we're pointing to, is not the point of what we're talking about. Right. Bring your mind as an alteration of your state isn't the point. The point is have the commitment that the state you're in while you're doing the dishes or while you're putting the kids down, or while you're doing your work is in fact a state of freedom. Yeah. That you're not obsessed over the concerns and the considerations in the past and all the things that the mind generates.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's very clear that the kind of people I want to walk this home with are people who have a vague destination. Like it's not even a question mark. They've already done some work, some personal work to be like, my life is headed in this direction for this purpose. Like there is an impact I want to make, a contribution I want to make. And then there just is the stagnation that happens when you wake up at neutral. You go to bed and you wake up and you're neutral and you have to build momentum. And there's the hot and cold nature of saying I'm going to move in a purposeful manner towards the thing my life is for. And I think what we're talking about is there is a way to grease the wheels here. There's a way to build momentum and to move in a purposeful manner towards the thing you say your life is for. Yeah. And some of that starts with freeing your mind, because then your ass will follow in the thing you say your life is for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as you're, it's great. Yeah. I think we can put a pin in that right there. That's okay.
Let's go squirrel jumping.
Let's go squirrel jumping.
Let's end recording and we'll go squirrel jumping.
We're going squirrel jumping.
I would do that in VR probably. I don't know that I would do that in real life, but I know I would not do that in real life, but I would do that in VR.
I don't like heights in general. I've been on VR with heights, and it's not. I don't like it in VR. I mean, I like the idea, but I hurt my ankle. I was on a 2x4. 2x4.
Wow.
The way I stepped off the 2x4,
Wow.
like, it was real. It's amazing how easy it is to trick the brain.
That's crazy.
Into thinking that it's in a real world scenario.
All right, friends, if you want to learn more about the Mindful CEO Mastermind, go to themindfulceo.com, themindfulceo.com. Click on the appropriate link, and we'll follow up the next steps. Thanks, Aaron. See you next time.
Peace.